I've always said, I've been here 1,000,001 times, that this banditry you're seeing is not a military problem, it's a social problem. There is a definite role for the military, but there's not going to be a military solution to banditry. And we're not going to win this war on the battlefield. And I have consistently said it that all the problems are local. Solutions must be found locally. If you ask me if I'm the president, I will demilitarize this war on banditry. I will demilitarize it and bring everybody in.
Wouldn't that send the wrong signal?
No, to whom?
To those who are actually bent on destabilizing Nigeria.
Who are destabilizing Nigeria? Nigeria is already destabilized. We need to find a way to calm down. The military is not trained to fight this internal conflict. What the military essentially is doing now is police work. When we were young in school, in the university, that was a military regime. You don't see the military. When there's trouble, it is the mobile police that come in. When the mobile police come into town, bad guys know the sheriff is in town. The military doesn't get called, but now we are in a civilian government. The military is all over this country, all 36 states, and the FCT. Our current CDS, General C.G. Musa, was in the theater in the Northeast too, before he was elevated to head the Nigerian Armed Forces, to be the CDS. The other day I saw his interview too. He was saying, he was advocating for fencing, building a fence across the borders of Nigeria, number one. Number two, I saw him on Sheun the other day. He was saying, hello guys, literally, protect yourselves. Find a way to protect your communities. So, how do you expect us to go to bed and sleep? If the highest ranking military officer we've entrusted with protecting us is telling you, guys, go protect yourselves.
But he's not admitting that they can't do it. They're saying, listen, this is an option. Right? Look, and it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
No, it is a brainer. There are things, if I say, there are things you can't say. There are things somebody else can say. That level of leadership, you open your mouth and say that, it's not reassuring. If anything, is scary. I have a friend in the United States, Steve from Washington, D.C., called me and asked me, he saw this clip of the CDS. He said, who is he? I say, he's the Chairman John Chief. In America, that is the title, five-star general. Chairman John Chief. And he said, he's saying this, saying, dude, get out of town. The guy is telling you, you're on your own. He's not only talking to us, the world is watching. The office of the NSA is not supposed to be making noise. It's an office that is not a noise-making office. It's not a political office. You are there to advise president on what is right or wrong and tell the president the truth. Not singing, not telling, oh, we killed this, or rah, singing for you. That's not the job of the NSA. That's for crass politicians. Let them go and do that. Security is not a joke. And with security and with the economy, you cannot lie. There's no propaganda that will tell people they're not hungry. There's no propaganda that will tell people the security is better. So,
you think it's all propaganda?
A pure, irritating propaganda. Go to Katsina and tell us security is better. Go to Zamfara and tell us security is better. You cannot take an early victory lap when you're doing this work. These guys, these child soldiers have a way of humbling the most decorated general. You keep your mouth shut and do your work. Not just telling, oh, 98%. Where are you getting that data from? Go to Katsina, go to Malumfashi and tell them all is well. We have a local government that the police that are there have 30 rifles, all of them non-serviceable. How do you expect security to be better? And we're talking big grammar. This is Abuja talk that has no connection whatsoever with the realities of our people. And I said in the paper I wrote, Mr. President, all the handlers of your security spewing out this propaganda do nothing but make you very unpopular in the North. Because the reality is contrary to what they are spewing. For goodness sake.
You don't believe there's an atom of truth when they say, listen, we've taken out a significant part of the leadership of the bandits. We're pushed back and on so many fronts. Yes, it's an ongoing challenge, it's an ongoing battle, but we're making inroads. You don't think there's any truth in any of that?
You will hear no NSA. You've never had any NSA coming out. So they are singing for him, rah, rah, rah. Oh, this Kachala is there. We've killed this, we've killed this, we've killed this. How has that translated into security for our people? How?
Do you think he's become a political...
Yeah, this is irritating politics, and I honestly don't want to talk about him or the office. All I'm saying globally, Mr. President, your security advisors are not telling you the truth of what is happening with our people. If you kill 1,001,000 Kachalas, how has that translated into security for our people? Do it quietly. We've never had an NSA where a praise singer is singing for him. Oh, in Kachala this, we've killed him, we killed him, and we know this irritates the bad boys in the forest and make them continue to do this nonsense.
I mean, some people would say the recent developments with the arrest of some of the bandit or insurgent leaders that have been repatriated back. I mean, the son of the leader of the Boko Haram movement has also been detained or arrested. I mean, some would say that is something commendable. Look, wouldn't you agree?
Abdullahi, as security, you do things quietly. Yes, you have arrested the top leaders of Ansaru. Do it quietly. The publicity itself has a huge...
Isn't that a morale booster for Nigerians, for the uniformed men to know that their work is paying off?
Yeah. Anyway, so I have been through this security nonsense. We gave 6 months of our lives into rescuing those passengers abducted by this terrorist. It wasn't Ansar, it was Dar es Salaam. They were the ones that busted the Kuje prison, the Dar es Salaam guys. I've gotten to know their psyche. We've collected treasure trove of intelligence that we handed over to government. We gave 6 months of our lives into this. So I know a thing or two about these bad boys in the forest. And publicity, they watch it. Publicity makes them think we are. So these are things you don't publicize. Abdullah, we have very serious issues in this country.
Right.
And publicity for political gains does nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever to the security of this country. You want to do it for your publicity, for your politics, go do it. But we need to see or hear the president being told the truth. He is not being told the truth. If what we see in public is what the president is being told, that all is well, we've decimated 91, 98%, the Air Force has killed 101. Let's see that translated in security and do things quietly. Let your work show.
Right. In your home state, Katsina, this idea of negotiating with bandits is slowly but surely taking hold. 4 local governments, Safana is the latest one to adopt this approach, where locally they decide to, sign a truce with these, non-state actors. Do you think that is a way to go?
I've always said, I've been here 1,001,000 times, that this banditry you're seeing is not a military problem, it's a social problem. There is a definite role for the military, but there's not going to be a military solution to banditry. And we're not going to win this war on the battlefield. And I have consistently said it that all the problems are local. Solutions must be found locally. That's why you hear the Safana people. Yesterday we had a meeting here. It's Katsina Security Community Initiative. Convened by Dr. Bashir Kurfi. Dr. Bashir Kurfi is an academic at ABU's area. His hometown of Kurfi has been bedeviled by insecurity. He left, he went back home and settled in his town and organized in the community to bring peace. We met with local government chairman yesterday here in Abuja, with Katsina indigents in Abuja. Local governments that are in the front line, from Sabua to Safana to Batsari to Bakori, we had each one of them, and it is enlightening. All of them have their local problems, and they are addressing the problems locally. And that is how it should be. The state and the federal government should come and help them. But I was really, really very, very impressed to hear what they've been doing locally and how they have brought peace in their land. And the people that are here on the radio or TV saying, oh, negotiation, no negotiation, no negotiation, they're just here in town.
Isn't negotiation, Prof, to lean into what some of the critics of negotiating with bandits are saying, isn't that a slap on the wrist? And wouldn't that be tantamount to, insulting the memory of those who have lost their loved ones?
Good. So slap on whose wrist?
On the bandits' wrist, if they get amnesty on such a platter.
Man, nobody's asking for amnesty. Remember, I've been through this. 5 years ago, 2021, during President Muhammadu Buhari, we went to the forest with Sheikh Gume and his delegates. We went into 9 frontline states in the forest. We met all of these bad guys. Some of them have been killed by this Rambo team, and some of them are quiet now. We've been to places as far away as Kogi, close to the border of Kwara State, close to the border of Benin Republic. Then it was quiet. Now Kwara State, 4 of the local governments there are. So you don't want to sit down and talk? The United States, after so many years of fighting in Afghanistan, they were talking to the Taliban, didn't they? As we speak today, Israel is bombing Gaza, but they are talking with Hamas. You talk with people to bring peace. These are our people. The Fulanis there, they are not foreign Fulanis like people have been saying. The houses there, or the thieves in Benue, or they are local people. If people do not come and settle this problem, it's not the responsibility of the military to sort this out. The military is essentially been thrown in the midst of literally civil war between the Fulanis and the locals. Who are they going to kill when they get there? The role of the military is to provide an enabling environment for peace to happen. It's not the role of the military to sit down and say, oh guys, do this. What is the military going to do if it goes to Mango and people are killing themselves? Kill everybody? We are getting it wrong. We don't even understand the local issues. The governors, the local government chairman must understand the local issues that are exacerbating all of this. If they need the military or the police to come in. But, and I said it, consistently the government, the military and intelligence services have been in denial of the fuels, the catalysts of insecurity. What are the catalysts of insecurity? Poverty, illiteracy, hunger. And then you are now talking drugs. You are not talking guns being very easy to buy. And you expect there's going to be peace. There is no country in this world that will have peace. If you have hunger, if you have excruciating poverty, children do not go to school, and you have bad governance and corruption. Go to the United States, Europe, or go to any of these affluent countries in the Middle East. Food is very cheap because they know the national security implications of hunger. But here, our government do not know the national security of implications of hunger. There is no military, there is no police force that can quell the anger of a hungry people. Our people are hungry. Instead of buying food, instead of taking care of these social issues, we are spending trillions buying Tucano, buying jets, throwing bombs on hungry people. We are not addressing social problems. We are continuing to, if you ask me if I'm the president, I will demilitarize this war on banditry. I will demilitarize it and bring everybody in.
Wouldn't that send the wrong signal?
No, to whom?
To those who are actually bent on destabilizing Nigeria.
Who are destabilizing Nigeria? Nigeria is already destabilized. We need to find a way to calm down. The military is not trained to fight this internal conflict. What the military essentially is doing now is police work. When we were young in school, in the university, that was a military regime. You don't see the military. When there's trouble, it is the mobile police that come in. When the mobile police come into town, bad guys know the sheriff is in town. The military doesn't get called. But now we are in a civilian government. The military is all over this country, all 36 states, and the FCT.
Are you subscribing to the idea of the former Chief of Army Staff who says, listen, we need a state of emergency to get ahead in terms of addressing this problem. Do you think this is what we
need? Let me talk to you about this very senior military generals that I saw. General Buratai, a decorated general, a general that has fought, we all know, was in Sambisa forest during Buhari. Buhari asked them to move there, they moved there, and they made a substantial difference in Boko Haram there. Nobody can contest his listing as a general and as a leader of fighting men. Our current CDS, General C.G. Musa, was in the theater in the Northeast too, before he was elevated to head the Nigerian Armed Forces, to be the CDS. The other day I saw his interview too. He was saying, he was advocating for fencing, building a fence across the borders of Nigeria, number one. Number two, I saw him on Sheun the other day. He was saying, hello guys, literally, protect yourselves. Find a way to protect your communities. So, how do you expect us to go to bed and sleep? If the highest ranking military officer we've entrusted with protecting us is telling you guys, go protect yourselves.
But he's not admitting that they can't do it. They're saying, listen, this is an option, right? No. And it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
No, it is a brainer. There are things, if I say, there are things you can't say. There are things somebody else can say. That level of leadership, you open your mouth and say that, it's not reassuring. If anything, is scary. I have a friend in the United States, Steve from Washington, D.C., called me and asked me, he saw this clip of the CDS. He said, who is he? I say, he's the Chairman John Chief. In America, that is the title, five-star general. Right. Chairman John Chief. And he said, he's saying this, saying, dude, get out of town. The guy is telling you you're on your own. He's not only talking to us, the world is watching. So top leadership need to be very, very circumspect and careful with what they say. I like General C.G. Musa. He's a decent general. He's from Kaduna State, a frontline state. General Buratai is from Maiduguri, from Borno State. They all know the pain of going through this. I'll tell you, I have very senior military officers. My classmates in the military were close 21. They've retired. And then they tell me there is nothing that hurts them more. They put in 35 years of military service, serving this country. Many have fought in Liberia or all over the world. They've retired. Now they can't go back home. And they look back and say, is this what General T.Y. Danjuma, what hasn't he done for this country? We are in this mess. We can't even allow our leaders to sleep well in their ancestral home during their retirement. This is the way this country is today. We must be honest with ourselves that things are not going well. How can we? We've been fighting this war on banditry for how many years now? 12 years? This is where we are. Shouldn't we do anything differently?
Greetings to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. We've listened to what Professor Yusuf is saying. What he's saying resonates quite well with me because the security situation of this country currently is appalling and it doesn't make any sense at all. And something needs to be done urgently about it because the situation of Nigeria now, Nigerians are living in fear, to be honest. And everybody is even scared of traveling home because of the fact that kidnapping, banditry, and like insecurity have been the order of the day. Nigerians are scared, and that's one of the reasons why the flight fare is skyrocketing on daily basis, because like the people who prefer using flight instead of risking their lives using the road, there are many, and that is the reason why all these things are happening. And if this insecurity continues to happen like this, you see that food insecurity will also start coming up. And if you look at the way things are happening in Nigeria, it's just a matter of time before we start having the issue of food security again. And so it is very imperative for the current administration, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, to look for a way to curb this menace, to look for a way to reduce this down drastically to the minimum and to the barest minimum, so that Nigerians can live happily the way we were living before. I know these are issues that cannot be contained just within few years or just within 2 years. I know he's doing his bit. I know President Bola Ahmed Tinubu he's doing his bit to curb this whole situation and bring this insecurity situation to rest in Nigeria. But his best is not yet enough, and the security chiefs and the people who are in charge of security should do more, because we are not seeing the effort they are putting in place at all. The fact that they have to come out to the media to even tell us that they've arrested this, by this, is unnecessary. They should face what is going on in the battlefield and look for a way, even if he's using the kinetic or non-kinetic approach, to curb this menace, to restore normalcy into Nigeria. That's the whichever method they want to use. I think they should think about it properly and apply the method. But me, I'm against the idea of giving radicals who are hell-bent on destroying the nation anything like amnesty, because if you say you're going to give amnesty to the bandits, that means you're also preparing other groups to come up and start towing the parts of these bandits that have been given amnesty, so that they can have their own amnesty as well. We have so many people who are genuinely asking for amnesty in this country, but they've not been considered. But bandits who have unalive people who have taken so many things from people are the ones that are being considered for amnesty. I think that is preposterous. They should not even bring that one into any discussion whatsoever at all, because it doesn't make any sense. Why would they be giving amnesty? Amnesty for the people they've pied unalive, or amnesty for what exactly? What are they fighting for? Are they the only ones suffering of the suffering from the social problems you are having in this country? The problem is all across the whole south and the north. And so why should this whole insecurity be peculiar to the north alone, if not that the politicians are taking advantage of this, or the politicians are sponsoring this so that they can use the back way to get back to power? This is what is actually happening in the northern part of the country. And because they feel if it's happening in the core north alone and it doesn't touch the south, it doesn't affect the south will not give a hoot about it. That is the reason why they are encroaching into the south now. That is the reason why they are coming into the south now. And that's the reason why insecurity has also taken over all over the south at this moment. And so all hands need to be on deck so as to fix this problem once and for all. And this is why I always talk about regional government, because anytime I'm talking or making reference to issues like this, regional governments always come into play, because if a regional administrator is administrating over or overseeing over his own region, he will ensure that all their borders are properly taken care of, are properly secured, and infiltrators or people like all these people causing this insecurity will not have their easy pass into the country or into their own region to cause all this mayhem, to cause all this chaos they are causing all around the country. We know the people who are causing this issue. They know themselves, and these northern people, these core northern leaders, they know these people because they are their people. But they don't want to come out directly and call out them or call out their names, because they are the one behind this scheme. So this is what I have to say. Drop what you have to say in the comment section. And if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel.